Oh, hello, guys. It is me. I am by myself today because Pat is being a poop head and doesn't want to be here on time. So I am starting because we were already 20 minutes late. So here I am. I don't know how many of you guys are actually here. I see Jay is here. What is up? Obviously we're here to talk about Smackdown. But I think there are specific things about SmackDown that all of us probably want to talk about. And I really want to talk about, the Rock situation, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, all of that. And that is going to be a lot of our conversation today. Obviously, it remains, the biggest thing on social media right now. On Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Apparently, it is continuing to be the most disliked video ever on WWE's YouTube channel. Last I saw, it had over 500,000 dislikes, so pretty intense. I think it's like I don't want to get too into this conversation without Pat being here, but Jay said sup, hello. Bernard says hello, how are you doing? I am not great, but that is okay because I am here. I am pushing through it, and I just couldn't wait any longer for Pat. So, I guess I can get into it a little bit because there are some of you here, and I don't want to keep you guys hanging because who knows how long it's going to take Pat to show up. So, we talked about how the situation was kind of weird on Raw when Cody was out there talking about winning the Royal Rumble for the second year in a row, and most obviously assumed that he was going to be choosing Roman Reigns. I mean, he basically picked him right after the Rumble by pointing to him. I mean, I think everyone knew that was what was going to happen. And then he's out there talking, and Seth comes out, and then Seth is like trying to convince him to challenge him instead of challenging Roman, which felt very off and felt weird. And then I think, my suspicions were proven true because I said I think that this was just kind of like thrown together last minute. And some of it had to do with just, holding off on what they wanted to do with Rollins because of Punk's injury, according to dirt sheets anyway. That was proven to be correct. So, you go with that and you're like, okay, they're just going to do this because they needed some extra time. And then you fast forward to SmackDown, and we knew that Cody was going to be on SmackDown. He had put out his schedule, and so we knew that he was going to be on the show no matter what. And then, of course, it plays along with him winning the Royal Rumble. So it's like, okay, cool. He's going to formally choose Roman tonight, despite Seth's efforts in trying to get him to, challenge him instead. And the fact that he came out and then says all of that and then just hands it over to The Rock. I feel like I just have so much to say and I just don't even know where to start. And that's why I'm like, I don't know how much I should try and get into this conversation before Pat is here. But I feel very much along with everybody else's reaction, at least the We Want Cody people, because there are some people out there that are trying to flip the situation into something that has nothing to do with the situation, if that makes sense, because there are people out there that say we want Rocky. That's what they're posting now. But that's not really the basis of what the problem is. People don't hate The Rock. They don't dislike The Rock. They're not trying to discredit who he is and whatever, but it's the idea of putting 2 years into a story to then squash it for no reason, for a match that should have happened last year that didn't happen last year because The Rock said he couldn't or wasn't interested. And now all of a sudden he's interested. And decided now, okay, yeah, I'm in, as if it's like you just don't care that you're literally squashing Cody and his rise to the top of the company and taking his moment away from him. But I okay, Pat is here. So
hello. So sorry.
no, that's okay.
We started at 4. Just put it that way. We started at 4. And
Well,
I
started knowing we go on at 4:05.
What?
Oh, you mean for your time?
Yeah, it was a 2-hour show. It was supposed to be 2 hours. It was incredible. But yes, go on.
Well, I didn't really know where to start. I just was saying that starting off with Raw, like you kind of thought that, and it not even just thought that, it ended up being confirmed that it was just kind of like a last minute thing put together so that they could get more time to figure out what to do with Seth. And so you thought that was it. And then you thought, okay, Cody's going to be on SmackDown. He's going to formally challenge or choose Roman. And then the entire situation was just an absolute crap show. Like I don't even know how to start it or like what to even say, because it's 2 days later and I'm still just as mad and still just as confused and like, not to be dramatic, but it's like, heartbroken, because it's like, what are we doing? Like, I tried to have a conversation. I had a conversation with a friend that is the opposite of me and believes that this is the correct scenario, and that Cody and Roman don't have any real history or connection, and that Roman doesn't dictate anything about Cody finishing the story, which I don't agree with, and I let her know that I did not agree with that. I feel like, but anyway, and I was trying to see her side, but I can't see the other side.
And usually, like, that's where I'm always trying to find the positive there with you and whatnot. But I mean, I haven't seen you this upset about something, and when the texts and whatnot, waking up to those, and I mean, he's my hero. He literally is, and I'm even kind of like, what are we doing here? But after watching the entire segment and seeing it unfold, it just seems to me that he's going to win. Cody's gonna win the title, whatnot, but not at this Mania, which to me is the wrong decision.
And that's the thing, is like I said, when I was having the conversation with a friend last night, she was like, well, he's going to win at some point. It doesn't matter if Cody is going to win at some point, where it's like, because this is the thing that doesn't make sense too. This is one of the things that doesn't make sense. Him not winning last year, that's fine. Now in hindsight, it's like, okay, that's fine. It makes sense. It like made for a bigger story this year. Okay, so if we're supposed to believe that the plan was always to have The Rock versus Roman this year, why have Cody win the Rumble? Why continue hinting at Cody versus Roman part 2 at Mania? Why have like an entire year almost of another build-up of him against Roman? Why do that if the plan was like, nope, we're going to go with The Rock? Because this is the argument too. This is what I said to my friend last night. I said, when she said that there's no real beef or history between Roman and Cody, what beef is there between Roman and Rock? What's the history there? Like, if you're trying
family,
but that's nothing in wrestling. I'm saying, if we're talking about there's not enough between Cody and Roman for it to be like, this has to be how Cody wins the title against Roman. If we're saying that it doesn't have to be, he just has to win the title, it doesn't have to be Roman. Why? But what have we seen between Rock and Roman? Nothing. It's just their family. So to act like the deeper story is because they share, 1% of blood, like that's not a deeper story than Cody. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's not an argument in my eyes. I just think I don't know. I don't know how to process this. Like, I think the it's a wrong decision too, because now everybody knows that Roman's going to beat The Rock, because The Rock is not winning, and if The Rock wins, it's going to be another dude that doesn't show up. We'll do one more pay-per-view, hold the title for one more show, lose it at Backlash. And what would be the point?
It's
It's like,
very backwards. It's so backwards, and I just
but
don't.
why do this to your top guy?
Why
Why
do
would
it
you do
now?
this? Like, why? You literally just put him on the cover of your video game. You just had him win the Royal Rumble. Like, the plan, it seemed all along, was for him to challenge Roman. You even had him point to Roman after the match. And
That's
like,
what pisses me off.
yeah, because if
That
it
pisses me
wasn't
off.
the plan, then why even do that? Why even have Roman and Seth sit there watching? Why? So that's what I mean. It's like when people are like, because this is another argument too that my friend was saying, that she believes a little bit more of the conspiracy theory that Cody wasn't supposed to win the Rumble. I don't believe that whatsoever. That is not a thing. That is not real. And the thing is like, let's say it was real. If we're going to just be like, explore that, why would Cody have that reaction? First of all, like, if it wasn't planned, then why would he be emotional? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Second of all, like we said, why would Punk make that decision? That makes no sense,
No.
because he wouldn't know what was wrong with his arm. It could have been something he could be out for 6 weeks and be back in time for Rumble. So why would he be, or I'm sorry, for Mania. So why would he just be like, nope, I already know I'm going to miss Mania. I can tell. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell that my arm is
He's
messed
not.
up.
Yeah, he was
That's
not gonna. He wanted to be at Mania. He would, if it was a minor injury, he would have been at Mania.
And they were going to have him face Seth anyway. He didn't have to win the Rumble. We knew that if Cody won the Rumble, Seth was going to face Punk anyway. They were going to do like an elimination chamber or something to figure that out. We already knew that. So, like, that doesn't, everything that we're trying to like piece together to be like, okay, well, it had to have been because of this. It had to have been because of this. None of it makes sense. And if none of it makes sense, it's because it doesn't make sense. So I just think that this is such a waste of time.
Now,
And people are bringing it up. See, like, even
are you bringing up the comment? I have one
you
up
can
here.
Damon bringing up because he's part. Yeah, I
Oh, this one. It was like, y'all don't understand how big The Rock is, do you? 30 million is why,
it's
and
because
he's
he's
getting
getting paid. Okay, but this is the
that.
thing. This is
Yes,
the narrative that people need to stop. No one is saying that The Rock versus Roman Reigns should not happen. No one is saying that. Everybody wanted it last year, but The Rock said he couldn't do it. So that's why. Because again, The Rock is in full control of this. So if The Rock is like hell bent on having a match with Roman this year, he's getting it because The Rock is in control. So no one is saying The Rock sucks, or if it is, it's the like fangirls for Cody, the ones that only watch for Cody. Those are the only people that are saying this. And
yeah.
so we need to stop trying to give them more credit than every other person. No one is saying that The Rock sucks. No one is saying that they don't want to see The Rock. No one is saying that he doesn't deserve to have this match for Roman. No one's saying they don't want to see this match or whatever. Like, that's not it.
It's not the argument. Not the argument.
The argument is everything that they have done to lead up to this point makes no sense for Cody to then forfeit this match that he's been talking about since he lost last year to The Rock. It makes no sense. There's literally nothing you can say. This is such a Vince move, too. Like, you're burying the face of your company for a star. And the thing is if I got to see The Rock at Mania, I'm not gonna complain. In this situation, I'm gonna complain. But like, guys, this match is gonna be an absolute shit show. A 50-year-old Rock who's not in ring shape versus 3 moves of doom Roman Reigns. Good luck having a 10-minute entertaining match, because it ain't happening.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a wrestle. Like, I am the Rock guy. I say, like, I love him and pretty much say that I am to a fault. And even I'm like, this can't happen. Why do you not? Because nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense in this. And I'm trying to think of, reasons for it to be, oh, all that. And no, I can't. The only thing I can really think of is that they're really trying to bury Cody to the point where he has that moment and it's like he conquered all the odds, literally all the odds. And I want to bring this question to you, Sarah. Is because of all the backlash we're seeing, I mean, it's a ton of backlash.
Over 500,000 dislikes on the video now.
That's fucking terrible.
That's
Pardon my French, but
that's more than 5 full arenas for WrestleMania.
that's what, like, pardon my French, but that's fucking terrible. Like, seriously, it's not good.
No.
And the only inkling of positivity I have left is that because it's a new regime, because Triple H always has been a guy of, oh, we listen to the fans, we hear you. Do you think the backlash is so much that they have to switch it? Like The Rock's like they're just like, I don't care if you're The Rock or whatnot. Like we are like put it this way: if they invade Raw or SmackDown next week with "We want Cody," and it's just that's it, you're gonna have to do something.
It's the Yes Movement all over again.
Yes,
it has all of the makings of the Yes Movement, and not to mention, this is literally what you did to CM Punk 13 years ago. Like, and he just talked about it, and now you're doing it to Cody Rhodes. And the thing is this is a worse situation because when it happened to Punk had already been very accomplished, won several titles, and then after that had the longest reign, the WWE Championship reign, was like, had the pipe bomb, he had this and that, everything after that. This is literally Cody's first time trying to do anything with the top title in the company, and this is how you're treating him. Like, I just feel like this, have you not learned from the past? Like, I understand what you're saying about overcoming the odds and stuff, but like, that was the whole thing of last year. That was what they said he was doing this past year. So why do we have to do it again? All because you want The Rock on the show. But why? Because again, why now? Why right now? Why does it have to be WrestleMania 40? Why does it have to be for the championship? Why does it have to be in the middle of a story that you've been building for 2 years against with Cody Rhodes? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. None of it makes any sense. There's one conspiracy theory that I don't know if I believe these conspiracy theories. Maybe this one. But people think that maybe this was their plan the whole time. It's not necessarily going to be Rock Roman, that they just wanted to get people to stop talking about Vince. And this has people talking about The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, SmackDown, Triple H. Like, they're talking about everything but Vince. And if that's the case, whatever. But like, you're facing way too much backlash, in my opinion, because like, this isn't a move that you make in February when WrestleMania is sold out, guys. Both nights, all the shows, SmackDown, NXT, both nights of Mania, Raw after Mania, have been sold out for months.
Yeah, right. We're gonna be there.
So like, it's not like, oh, we need to have The Rock on the show. We need to announce him in a match because we need to sell these final tickets. No, the tickets have been sold out since they went on sale in August for Mania. And why? Because everybody that you have on the current roster is enough. People were looking forward to seeing Cody be a main eventer again at Mania because it's enough. We're at a time where we don't need a match with The Rock to main event a show because they don't have a good enough roster. I don't know.
That's really it, which sucks. He's right. I mean,
he's abusing his power.
I know, and that's like one thing I just like.
Hulk Hogan? Who?
Yeah, like I hate that my guy is getting compared to the biggest trash bag in all of professional wrestling and Hulk Hogan.
That's what happens when you're in business for yourself and you don't give a shit about everybody that you're stomping
It's
over to
so
get what you wanted.
annoying.
To me too, this is something that I was thinking about too. And it's like, I've been a fan of The Rock forever. Like, he was my first favorite wrestler when I started watching. So it's like, it's not like, oh, I hate The Rock. And now this is just confirming it. To me, the things that he has done since he decided to leave wrestling to be in Hollywood, the things that he keeps coming back to do, it's like the things that he wishes he had accomplished while still in wrestling, but he's like coming back to do it now. So it's like, oh yeah, he wants to be able to headline like WrestleMania 40, and he's like going against like the longest reigning champion of the modern era, and it just happens to be his cousin. So it's like, I don't give a shit if it means that I'm going to take this away from Cody. It doesn't matter that I gave him a hug and a kiss and told him how great he was on TV. Like, I want this, like, to the point of him pushing to win the title. Like, this is bonkers to me. And again, I just want you guys to know John Cena's the fucking GOAT. John Cena comes back and puts people over. John Cena comes back and puts the right people over and hands the torch off. He doesn't need to carry the torch for 20 something years, even though he's busy doing other shit. That's why The Rock is not the GOAT. Sorry. He's not.
I have a little A-Town theory myself. So did you see that Roman Reigns' next win is his 1,000th win in WWE ever? Like his ever.
I saw someone say that, but I also feel
you think
like
he could be pulling the strings and be like, oh, well, The Rock, I'll beat him.
It's both of them. Like SRS just reposted a tweet that he had, I don't know, from a couple months ago, of when he asked about like, how long is this going to go with Roman and whatever, and the source told him as long as Paul and Roman want it to effing go. Like, as he's gonna lose the title when Roman decides he wants to lose the title. So this is a thing. It's both of them in control of this. So it's like, to me, they didn't anticipate this backlash, which I just don't understand why you wouldn't anticipate this, because it's like Cody is like the most over babyface, and I couldn't even tell you how many years.
Oh, it's without question.
And it's like, what did you expect to happen? You thought it, and it's like, it's because The Rock is viewed as an untouchable person in professional wrestling, right? And for the most part, he is, because he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Like, he does it all. And that's great. But this is why this whole situation is even more impactful, because people don't want to see The Rock. They're voicing their opinion that I don't want to see The Rock. I want to see Cody Rhodes. That is mind-blowing. And if it's not mind-blowing to you, then I don't know what to tell you, because there's never, ever in my life have I ever seen anybody say they would prefer to see a different wrestler over The Rock. Never. No one has ever said that about Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Shawn Michaels. Like, no one has said that. But the fact that this is a video clip that has now the most dislikes ever in WWE's channel, the fact that We Want Cody has been trending for 2 days. There's the Whoa movement now. We have multiple wrestlers coming out and supporting. Like, Logan Paul tweeted We Want Cody, Ricochet tweeted We Want Cody, Matt Cardona tweeted We Want Cody. We have other people who don't even really talk about wrestling on, I just saw one page that has over 1.5 million followers. They tweeted We Want Cody. Like, this is stretching beyond the parameters of the professional wrestling world.
And that's why I think it's I think it's the Cody Barry, like, it's the Barry to bring him there.
That you can't do that. And the thing is then you're turning The Rock heel. The Rock's gonna get booed, dude. He's gonna get booed if this is the situation that they're going with. I'm gonna be the biggest fucking Roman fan at Mania.
You are gonna be
him versus The Rock. Yeah, a lot of people will. A lot of people will boo The Rock because people are like, well, look at how they reacted when he came out on Smackdown. Who the hell wouldn't? Who wouldn't react to The Rock coming out when you had no idea that he was going to be there? Who wouldn't react like that? Like, that's such a dumb thing to say. You're not thinking about the long-term effect. Like, what are we talking about here? What's the story here? Like, you're not really, they didn't get to process what Cody said and what it meant. They were excited to see The Rock, who's not an active guy on the roster, obviously. But next week, like, if they mention him on Raw or something, We're gonna hear "We Want Cody." We're gonna hear boos. That's it. That's what it's going to be, and that's not a lane that WWE wants to be in. You don't want your top legend, who's loved by everybody, to be booed, and then you're like forced into making him a bad guy because that's just how people are reacting. Like, what are you?
Yeah, it's not good. It's
No.
really not good.
No.
I hate to say it that I'm one of the people, as the biggest Rock fan, I would rather see Cody Rhodes, because the reaction and pop that he would get for pitting Roman for 1, 2, 3 would literally blow the roof, the hypothetical roof off of Lincoln Financial. I don't know how it's just there's some things in wrestling where it's. I mean, let me get to this. Oh yeah, no, you get to that.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Finish.
so the the like you can't. I totally forgot what I was going to say. What did that say?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He said, but Rock versus Roman night 1 and Roman versus Cody night 2 makes sense. That's the thing. The silver lining, if that's a thing. But this is the problem. He said, I'm coming for your title, but not at WrestleMania. How do you then flip that back and be like, oh, well, just kidding. I meant night 1. I'm not coming for you on night 2 or whatever. Like,
it's WWE. They could probably still do that.
Yeah, because if they're gonna change based off of what is happening, the backlash, then they have to do it, and no one's gonna care if it doesn't make sense that they then turn back. I don't care, because what you just did didn't make any sense. So make it make no sense again to make sure that Cody gets the match. I don't care. I don't think anyone will care.
It's just sad. Like I don't want to see The Rock at Mania if it means this. I hate to say that. Like, it's just really sad. I'm sorry, it just is. Like, when you have a moment like this where Cody is, this is what I was gonna say. Thank you. Spin circles. Sometimes in wrestling, it's okay for it to be predictable. It's okay.
It's okay to give the fans what they want sometimes.
That's what that's what I'm alluding to in a way. It's okay to give the fans what they want, because they're the ones who drive your product. They're the ones who are tuning in every week. They're getting behind these guys and giving you money. Like, it's just so old, like old school thinking. You just go Rock Roman easy because money in this way. No, wrestling fans are nuts. If they want to see something, they're gonna go talk about it or manifest it ad nauseum until it happens. That's why I have this thought that, like, we could see some absolute historic shit happen where they have to say, oh, we kind of have to pivot here and give the fans. It's got to happen, because right now they're down bad.
Well, and like I said, it's because it's going global. It's like news outlets are covering it. It's not just like, oh, Ringside News. You know what I mean? It's like CNN, Fox News. It's like all of these places are talking about it, and it's like not in a good way.
No.
So that's the thing. That's the conspiracy theory thing, is why people are saying maybe this was their way to get people to stop talking about Vince. But the thing is like, is it worth it?
No, I just was on Underground. That's why I was late, is because I would have been, but he was like, whoa, we got to ask you, because Philly, they're going to be in Philly. He's like, why am I seeing Rock hate on my Twitter? Because Kyle literally asked him, he's like, why? Because he's not a wrestling guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, why am I seeing this? The Rock's awesome. I'm like, not right now he is.
Yeah.
And I had to explain the whole situation on Underground. Go check that out. Underground Sports Philadelphia on YouTube. And I had to explain to Kyle that, as the biggest Rock fan here, I am upset about this because it does not make logistic sense from a wrestling standpoint or a show standpoint.
And it's just the timing. Like, it's just the timing.
Timing's awful.
Yeah, like if this was just going to be at Elimination Chamber, like it'd been rumored, then that would be fine. But the fact that you're literally taking this spot away, and that's the thing too that people are overlooking. Like, it's not even just, oh, people are upset because they wanted it to be Cody and not The Rock. People need to remember that as much as the wrestlers get invested in the storylines and like what they're doing, fans get invested in what they're watching and what they're paying for and what they want to see. So the fans are disappointed because it's been like 2 years of being excited about this finally happening. We didn't get it last year, so you thought it was coming this year, and everything was in line for Cody to dethrone Roman this year, and then you just throw this together, and it's like it was not even at the time it wasn't even a week ago that he won the Royal Rumble. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get to some of the comments because I'm seeing a bunch. So Calvin says Triple H has some history with the Rhodes family, and that's the reason for this happening. Just go back to when he fired Cody and Goldust in 2016 or when Cody destroyed the throne. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I know people say that it is. I don't think so, because they've had several conversations about it, and I would honestly be telling Cody to get out of WWE if that was what he was doing. I'd be like, get out now, because if he's really like doing this because of that, then I would say get out. Kervin says, here we go again, blaming Mr. McMahon for this, but not Triple H. That's not what I'm doing.
No,
I said this is a Vince move. This would be something Vince would do. So that's why I don't understand why Triple H is doing it. I'm 100% blaming Triple H for this. I was telling people when I was saying it, I was like, F Triple H, F The Rock. Like, I was pissed at everybody. So this is not blaming Vince McMahon. This is just something that I would expect from Vince McMahon. I would not expect this from Triple H.
No, I don't expect this from Triple H at all. That's why it's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Because remember Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and this is what you going to get after that. That is true.
You're going to get that type of heat. Like, they just are not into it at all.
And Marcus is right. He said they just did it at the wrong time. Exactly. And this too, they literally buried the shit out of Seth Rollins. So this is the thing too. They did that on Raw, and I think that people are kind of overlooking that part. So the whole segment between Cody and Rollins was not, because they said it was kind of like put together quickly and whatever. To me, it was not a very good look either, because they're trying to get the World Heavyweight title to be on par with the Universal title, hence the whole point of them like reintroducing it and having Seth be the first champion and having him defend it so many times, right? But then him begging for Cody to not look over there, but look at this title, look at this one, this is the one that you really want. First of all, not a good look. Second of all, 4 days later, you have Roman on national television talking about how it's the like consolation prize title, that nobody wants it. Like, he's the guy, Seth's not the guy. Like, he's begging somebody to challenge him. Like, but then that's the title we want Cody to get.
Well, they had the video package on Smackdown of they were comparing Seth's title to like the NWA, WCW, and the guys that they were putting up, and it's like, all right, yeah, that's more Cody's, path and journey, and like those his people, but like that's not it. The story's about the other one, and how Cody has to get that because his dad had the other one, because he couldn't get that one.
Yeah.
And it's all about Cody getting the big one.
That was the whole point. And he said it since he returned. He said he wanted to go after the one that his family never had. And then instead you're going to give him the one that his family already had. That's going to take off so much of the momentum and the excitement of when he finally gets the WWE title. Doesn't make any sense.
No sense.
Ali says, I love Rock. Listen, Cody finishes the story at SummerSlam. If Roman beats The Rock and retains the head of the table, it means Roman is more strong than Cody and beat. Okay, no, I can't. No. I'm sorry.
No.
Do you think this is a work? Wrestling is fake. I think it's possible. I only think this because this is the other thing that people aren't thinking about. Right after Bayley chose Io, they put out the Mania graphic of Bayley versus Io Sky, promoting it for WrestleMania 40. They have not done that for Rock Roman. And if that were official, that were the plan, that was what they were planning on doing, why haven't they put that out yet?
Also, see Bayley's not on the
I know, I love that she's like having a problem with it, but yeah, no, it's stupid. She just won the Rumble.
Yeah.
Cena put the Nexus over. Hell no. Yeah.
No, he did not put that's the only time I think ever Cena has not put over the right people, which nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
But also, can we just look at who was in Nexus and see who's still around or who even lasted a year?
It was the only person that I really affected that is Wade Barrett, and he's killing on commentary. So
Yeah. Marcus says, have Roman versus Cody at Chamber. The Bloodline trying to interfere, but Rock comes out and helps Cody, and Cody hit the crossroads on Roman, win the title, then you start building the Rock and Roman match. See, I don't think they're going to do that. It's the thing is the fact that Cody said, I want to come after you, but not at Mania. That's the problem. That's the problem.
We got this comment from Denisha. How is Seth buried?
No, he was buried. They buried. I'm not saying that. It's like, okay, so I guess that they devalued the title is what I'm saying. Like him having to beg somebody to challenge him, to not look at the bigger title that we know that you want, that everybody wants as the bigger title, the better title. Look over here at me. Let me try to convince you why my title is better. Like, would Roman do that? Roman wouldn't have to do that because everybody wants to go after the WWE title.
To me, I wouldn't say he buried the title. He buried Seth, and it just continued their on screen. If it's only on screen, I forget. Their relationship on that they're clearly like taking shots at one another. Seth doesn't like Roman's path. Roman doesn't care about Seth's and is kind of responding there. I didn't see it like a burying, but I can see where you're coming from of devalued, because the NWA title is like the wrestling fans title, where the WWE is like the title for just all of sports entertainment, pro wrestling. So it's like you're clearly separating the two by saying that, and that's fine. But in this instance, not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Wrestling is Fake is apparently turning on us. Doesn't believe that we were ever Rock fans. That's fine. You don't have to believe me.
Oh, that's fine. You know what?
Even...
I would get my People's Champion DVD over, but you know what? I'm kind of on a show right now, so
yeah. Richard said, I saw the SRS report. This is a Rock power play. He forced his way into the match. Storytelling was thrown out the window. 1,000%. 1,000%. That's why I was saying it's like, it's unfortunate because I don't want to think this way. Like, I've been a fan of The Rock. He's hilarious and he's so great. But this is the epitome of abusing the power that you have. Doing what Scott Hall said you never should do, is being a mark for yourself, being a business for yourself. That's what this is. I don't care if it's The Rock. And that's the thing too, guys. I should have prefaced this before I said anything. I would feel this way no matter who was in Cody's position. If the story was the same, it could be CM Punk. I would be sitting here defending the crap out of CM Punk and saying how this isn't fair. This isn't right. They shouldn't do this. That's if you watch the show enough, you know that I don't like CM Punk.
Think about that, guys. Come on.
I would be defending him because this is wrong. It's wrong.
You got to think about that. If Sara's saying she defends CM Punk, holy shit, hell really has froze over.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the other thing too. Roman has never beaten Seth Rollins.
He has never beaten Seth Rollins.
I know.
And it is the greatest thing. But Cody's beat Seth.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Who wants to see Cody versus Seth Part 4? The last match we saw is being named one of the best wrestling matches in WWE history because Cody did it with a torn pec.
He wrestled for the company that's screwing him with a torn goddamn pec. Come on.
And then we're like, yeah, let's see Part 4, because then that's the other thing. What does that say about Seth to then lose the 4th time?
That's so bad. What if Seth won?
And Seth's injured.
What if Seth won?
And that's even worse. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
worse.
It's a lose-lose situation. Just like give us what we want. And the thing that's confusing to me too is like, because then there's the other factor that people are saying like, oh well, they want Roman to pass Hogan. They just had Hogan involved with the Rumble. So why would they be trying to eliminate him from the history books? It's not the same where they were trying to make Nikki Bella the longest reigning Divas champion because they wanted to get AJ Lee out of the books. This isn't the same. They literally just had Hogan at the Rumble. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. And then that would also mean there was no plans to ever let Cody win, which again, then don't let any of this happen then. Like, don't let him win the Rumble. Don't tease us to think that this is what was going to happen, that we were going to have Cody finally win. And it was like, nope, just kidding. We just wanted to lead you guys on. Like, no, absolutely not. This is just so dumb.
What do you think about this press conference that's going to go down? Do you think we get a takeover from the press conference? Like The Rock gets up there and you just hear, "We want Cody."
Yeah, no, that's gonna. You don't think they're gonna hijack that?
Oh,
They'll
what do you mean? I don't
hijack it.
think. I don't think it. Yes, you're right, because I know it's gonna happen. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be bad. And that's what I'm saying. It's like it makes Raw even more interesting because they're gonna see all of it. Allegedly, they're monitoring it, which I'm like, of course they are. You can't avoid it, especially on Twitter, right? They're all like not acknowledging it either. Like The Rock's just posting like, "What a great show!" Blah blah. It was electric. It's like, shut up, brother. Like you know what you're doing. Same thing with Triple H being like, "Oh, it's so great to have Tiffany Straten on SmackDown." Like, boo, shut up. You know what people are saying.
You know
Stop.
exactly what you're doing.
And so if they really think that by not addressing it on Raw and that they're going to be able to go into a Thursday press conference and everyone's going to be excited because fans are allowed and the media is allowed. So like SRS,
Fans are allowed.
yeah, I believe
Oh, let's
so. And
go.
SRS is
Oh
going to be
my
there, like
God.
more like wrestling
No,
media.
Thursday's gonna
You
be
think they're not going to ask you about this? Like it's not going to be
exciting.
pretty. And The Rock getting booed. Are you serious? Like I don't know.
Oh, it's not good. It is not.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. Yeah, see, and I meant to put this up. I was like, why would they bury Rollins? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, and this is another thing that people are saying. Cody has not re-signed a new deal.
Oh my God. If Cody, no, but oh,
That's the thing. I don't know that that's a factor. If he has a year left, it's not a factor, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a factor that he's like, I'm leaving. And I wouldn't blame him. If this is really what they're doing and they don't have any plans, like you're really going to prioritize The Rock, 50-year-old Rock, over the guy who's been busting his ass over the last 2 years and has been the face of your company and continues to get the biggest pop every single night, arguably louder than The Rock. Then
No, it is. It is.
like, what does that tell you? And Cody did that returning because people forget when Cody left, no one gave a shit. There weren't many Saras out there that did.
No,
You know what I
there
mean?
weren't.
I was one of the lone people that would be at Smackdowns cheering for this man. So when he came back 6 years later and everyone is going bananas at Mania, what does that tell you? Like, and the fact that it's maintained, if not gotten louder and louder over the last 2 years, like, why would you stomp all over that? It doesn't make any sense. Literally 0 sense. There's nothing anyone can say to me. Like, no one's even explaining it in the comments, which is like people want to try and act like we're overreacting because that's something that I've seen. Like, you're overreacting. You just want Cody this, Cody that, blah blah blah. I'm like, guys, it doesn't. It's like it doesn't even have to do with Cody necessarily. Like,
No, it doesn't. It's a bigger picture. You have to think bigger picture.
yeah,
Nothing's
it's
adding up. It's just literally they're just doing this because they want to have big name. Where
mm-hmm.
years ago that would work and make sense, but now you don't need that because everyone on the Mania card is a big name. Every
And
match is a big name.
Cody earned this spot. He literally just won the Rumble. I mean, if we're like,
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. Okay, we can revisit this again because I know we'll get more comments on it, I'm sure. But we can talk about some of the other things that happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, because it was good. Other than the ending, I thought it was a pretty decent show.
And that's the thing. Everyone's forgetting about everything else that happened because this is just like dominating everywhere, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
but so we did get to see the official debut of our new SmackDown commentary team, which was Wade Barrett and Corey Graves. Corey is obviously now the new Michael Cole, and he had tweeted out that he was like the most nervous. He couldn't remember the last time that he was that nervous before a show, but everybody seems to be having great reviews of his first night. So I'm excited about this because I was very upset. I mean, as when we talked about it, I was very upset to see that Wade was booted off Raw. But the fact that this is his new setup, I'm totally cool with it. I'm like so excited about it that I'm like, I'm fine with this for now.
Yeah, I like it. And it's a good dynamic that him and Graves have.
Yeah.
You have I would say, all right, I like the Cole and McAfee, that's your buddy cop,
Mhm.
commentary team that everyone loves them. It's Cole and McAfee, like there's no problem there. It's for the couch. Where Graves and Wade are low-key heels. So you have heels on not only just the colored side, but play-by-play as well. And it's a good dynamic to have, the good, bad. Like I like that element. And they flowed well with each other really well. I did like that. And Corey, I forgot of how pretty decent he was on play-by-play. So I'm a big fan of this.
I think it also has an interesting dynamic because they're both former wrestlers. So
Yeah.
like it's not, it was something that we talked about with Kevin Patrick, where he was coming in from like a very professional, like sports background, like news reporting background. So
Mhm.
it was kind of difficult for him to transition from having to be very serious and buttoned up and this and this and that to being like, okay, you need to be a little bit more like have more of an acting background kind of to be in commentary. Like you need to have that extra element that typically they tell you can't have,
Mhm.
when you're reporting on sports and
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And
Good
that was
call.
a big thing that we were saying, okay, this isn't working. And that's not going to be the issue here. So I feel like that actually works to their benefit. And I think this was a good move. So I am fine with this. I am on board with this. Um, yeah.
I have a comment.
Um,
Vinny here says Wade makes Corey more serious at feel. I would agree. It seems like a more serious type of tone with SmackDown,
mhm.
where Raw seems like that, uppity, more fun vibe.
Yeah. And then I want to make sure we talk about this as well because this is the other big thing. Um,
Yeah, this speaking of Bayley getting overshadowed constantly,
I
goddamn,
know, I
I
know.
feel so
So
bad. I love
but
Bayley.
this is the thing, the way they did this was perfect. Um, because when we've been talking about how we predicted this to go down, this wasn't a situation that we had even really predicted or discussed. Like we didn't really think about them going about it this way. We just kind of figured, like my prediction was kind of that they were going to try and force her to pick Rhea and that she was going to catch on to why they were doing that.
Mhm.
So I like that we had her that, that like 90s sitcom bullying scene where the girl
Yeah.
is like in the corner and she hears her best friends talking crap about her. Um,
Mhm.
and then when she goes out there and she speaks Japanese.
When she hit them with the Japanese line, that was the best pop of the night. And Io was
Shook.
shaking in her boots.
She was shook. She was
That
like,
was
oh my God.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that too. That's why I love Bayley, is because Bayley is just like, that's my favorite horsewoman. You can take Becky, like that's your Bayley's my girl because she loves this shit so much. And
Mm-hmm.
the way she's doing it, that when she said, I've been in the WWE. This is all I ever wanted to do, and I know how things work around here. You can't hide things from me. For her to pick up Japanese, of course she knows Japanese. I
Yeah.
mean, it just any like wrestling, whatever, like knows Japanese. I think of Kenny Omega, learning Japanese because of wrestling. Bayley, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have it, the whole what quit laughing and really putting them on, and I did like how they when she's screaming like why Io and then boom hits them, and then you think, oh, here it is, okay, and then damage control's coming on top, yay, we have all the gold. Boom, what happens next? Fucking Bayley with the pipe
Yeah.
and hits them with the pipe, and Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce just like, are you seeing what is happening? And then the best shot, and thank God we have Bayley because this was the highlight of the night, really is the pipe here. You have her like that, and then Io with the title like that. And this is why I not I want to say this correctly. This is one of the reasons why I love women's wrestling, and it has nothing to do with the wrestling or the women themselves. They know how to tell a story a lot better. And
Mm-hmm.
they know like the little details. They're very good at little detailed stuff that you're not going to see with the men. The title with her holding it up the way she was, Bayley with the pipe. That's a shot. That's a,
Yeah.
a, a mania shot that you can tease out there. And that makes you invested in the match because you have like the best friends, like that gets you invested. And I'm this Mania match, I am probably at this point the most excited for.
It has all the makings of being main event night 1.
It should be.
Yeah,
Fuck it absolutely should be.
I think that compared to what the other women's matches are going to be, or what we think they'll be, we assume that we're going to get Becky versus Rhea. This is more interesting than Becky versus Rhea. The only one I could say that they would try and say could top it is if they somehow figured out to have Jade versus Bianca, and that's just because of who they are that would trump this. But I wouldn't agree with it because there's no story there other than like, okay, we love these two women, they're badasses, we want to see them wrestle, this is iconic, blah blah blah. And that's it, like there's just not going to be a story there. So I would love for this to be the main event of night 1. That would be sick. And I think the next, a little less than 2 months till Mania, it has the potential to be really good because then we also saw Dakota wasn't there, but she was tweeting and stuff and was like, and posting on Instagram about like what is happening, like blah, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, then we have this added element of like, okay, what is Dakota going to do? Whose side is she on? And what is she going to say? So, yeah, no, I am very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by this.
Like that's the other element. Where was Dakota Kai during all of this? Why wasn't she there?
Oh, Google Translator.
Yeah. Beautiful thing. It really is. But where was Dakota? She was tweeting. She was asking what the F is going on. Where was Dakota? Where does she fall in this? That's what's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, see, wrestling is fake. I think it would be it's this one. There's history there. I think people are more they're more excited, I think, to see a Rhea versus Becky match because they've been teasing it for so long, but there's no story there. There's time for them to develop a story, but it's not going to be 2.5 years deep the way that Damage Control is. So to me, I don't think there's a way that they can actually make it. What?
Going back to the
oh yeah,
because I'm watching it at 8:00. That's why I did Underground.
Oh, okay, it's only 7. Okay.
No, it's 7. So that's why I was, because usually I do Underground on Sundays at late. But I told Kyle, like, I want to watch Vengeance Day. It's going to be so good. Yeah. I want to do it before. So reason why I'm late. But that is another element I didn't realize.
I forgot. They're gonna do it.
It's
gonna be I guarantee you tomorrow. Before Raw, it's gonna be a thing. We're gonna keep seeing people who are going to Raw that are gonna post videos of people chanting it because people chant before Raw. They'll do the woo chants or whatever. We're gonna get "We Want Cody."
All right, I'm going to my I'm putting this on TV Alpha right now to see if I can hear anyone in the background of the pre-show chanting "We Want Cody."
All right, my iPad is charged, so I can watch it if I want to. But okay, yeah, no, it's gonna be a huge thing. I
love Lyra.
Bayley versus Io is definitely gonna be 1-on-1. For the title. Yes. I don't think there's any. I mean, there were rumors, and we had even talked about it about if there was a Sasha Banks return that we would see her in Bayleys Corner. Since that doesn't look like it's going to be the case anymore, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some random people back up Bayley. We saw JC Jane already say that she would back up Bayley if she wanted, and she has a lot of buddies down in NXT. So I think it would be kind of cool if she did get some of those girls down there, to be in her corner. I feel like that's a pretty cool way to put them over at the same time. But yeah, no, I think it's going to remain 1-on-1. Bayley's going to win the title, has to. And even if the rest of the girls are in Io's corner, I think Bayley will be fine. I think it'll be like another situation where it's like she overcame everything, like she beat everybody down and still won, blah, blah, blah. The other things that we could talk about quickly are Tiffany Straten
I love this segment.
is officially on SmackDown. I think that's the wrong move, but it is what it is. I think she should have gone to Raw. And Naomi is officially on SmackDown as well, which we already assumed was going to be the case. But very excited that Naomi is back officially. I think she'll be great on SmackDown right now, especially with Charlotte gone. I think she fills a good void there. Would love to see her versus Bianca. That'd be cool. Tiffany, queen. I'm sorry, just queen. She immediately just goes after Mia and is just like boop, boop, and just like runs away. And I was like,
the
queen.
slap was insane.
And then she wins her match, which was awesome. I wanted her on Raw too because her man's is on Raw.
I know.
But
we could have seen her in Imperium too.
Oh my god!
Imagine if they blurred. Okay, so I know like you can't really blur the lines with real relationships now.
Yeah.
But what if Tiffany was on Raw and it was we're going full kayfabe here. And you know how he was doing, Ludwig was doing that like flirty thing with Maxine, trying to get her to. What if he like did that with Tiffany, trying to get her to join Imperium, but she like kayfabe? Like, what do you mean no? Like I do my own, like he was trying to court her in that sense, and Gunther's like ring it in, like all that. That would have been really cool.
I don't love it though because I feel like it really does interfere with their like real life relationship. So
okay, I think that.
But yeah, and yes, Tiffany is definitely going to be a future champion. She is amazing. We've come a long way. Sarah's come a long way with Tiffany.
They used to hate her.
I didn't hate her. No, I just didn't like her, like talking. But I told you, she proved me wrong in the ring. And that's what matters a lot for me.
Yeah.
We also saw Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce fighting over signing Braun Breaker. Awesome. They also were kind of getting into it about Jade Cargill. So we're going to have to pay attention to that as well. I assume Braun, I feel like both are going to go to Raw. Jade's going to Raw. She has to. Braun, I don't know. It really depends on what they want to do because people are like, we need Braun versus Gunther. No, we don't. We don't need that actually.
Really?
But no, absolutely not. No. Do I want to yeah, let's go. I'm a big dog. No, don't keep your singlet off my TV. Okay? I don't want it. But Jade has to go to Raw now that we see like Tiffany. And then also is it Lola Vice that's on SmackDown now too?
No, Elektra Lopez.
Elektra Lopez, yeah. So she's on SmackDown too. So they can't keep adding to SmackDown, at least for the women. So I definitely think Jade's going to Raw. But yeah, I am excited about this. I also wonder what this might mean depending on how NXT goes. Carmelo, Trick.
What do you? Oh Jesus!
Trick might come up too. He might not even. They might make an exception with him where he doesn't become the champion. Like, not that that's a rule that they have to be like a champion before they get called up, but for a lot of them, that's like the thing. Like they make they want to they want to make sure that they can like be the guy or girl. Given the fact that Trick is so over, I would not be surprised if he's one that they're like, nope, we're doing it. Like, we got to do it now because the kettle's hot. Bring him up now.
But do you think that the story right now with Carmelo would interfere in that? With like, I think that's coming ahead tonight, Avengers Day. Hence why I'm so invested in watching this. I mean, NXT at this point is must-watch television.
Yeah,
it really is. It's must-watch. You got to put it on the schedule to watch along with Raw and SmackDown. It's that good. I know it's developmental, quote unquote. But the wrestling and storytelling is so much better than what we're seeing in the main product.
Well, and these are the guys and girls that are going to be on Raw and SmackDown for years, so it's like, it's good to get excited about them now because unfortunately, you're going to have to watch them for a long time. So you better start getting to like them now, picking out some of your favorites now. I do think that maybe they wait on Trick and Mello until after Mania. I think that we're going to see that story happen tonight, and then we're going to have to see it end like Mania weekend. That's probably when it makes the most sense in my opinion. Like drag it out between Trick and Carmelo against each other between now and Mania, and then if they go with it again where the draft is after Mania, deal with that then. You know, I think it would be bad for them to be bringing up either of them right now and like not having that story play out. We need to see Trick finally understand that it was Melo that attacked him.
Oh yeah,
you know?
no. Shawn Michaels is absolutely cooking with that storyline. Like it's cinema. It's about to be cinema.
Yeah.
And like speaking of that, I mean, this is a weird segue, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Lola Vice, hottest female wrestler of all time. Go you,
Okay.
Vinny. But here's the thing, and why I'm bringing that up, a weird segue. Because you said Lola Vice, it was Elektra Lopez, part of Legado de Fantasma now.
She was originally, was she not? Was it
She
her?
and yeah, it was.
Okay,
It was. Yeah,
okay.
she was the La Madrina. But
Yeah.
the weird segue I'm alluding to, and cinema and all that, is the Legado de Fantasma video package this week. We
Yeah.
saw last week, or 2 weeks ago, I mean, with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, how it's, you know, more of a, you know, movie drama series type feel. What do you think of those? I'm a huge fan of them.
I like it too, just because I feel like it brings back the like bigger than life factor in wrestling that kind of has gone away because of the social media era, you know, where it's like, I like that we can view them a bit more like fellow humans and not like bigger than life superheroes, whatever. But sometimes there is elements that you miss about that, you know, because it's like, you're not supposed to be able to be like, I can be Tiffany Straten, you know, like you shouldn't be able to say stuff like that. So like it does give them, like you said, like that cinematic like aura to them that makes it feel like, oh yeah, no, you are watching like a television show, like a like, I don't know, I feel like it just adds something that it was kind of missing. So I like it.
It adds some flow to the show, and actually has, you know, people develop themselves outside a 2-minute promo where they have to talk shit about whoever they're fighting or whatnot. It gives them, you know, some time to breathe with their character and gives you some background of what they're all about. I mean, so
well, and they've done a really good job with the ones that we've seen on Raw or SmackDown. So like if they were doing it and they were really bad or corny or something like that, then I wouldn't be good with it, but they're actually really well done. So I feel like that makes it even better.
Way better.
I agree, Joseph. This is what I had said. I said that I felt like The Rock and Roman deserved to have a year build-up similar to what we saw with Rock and Cena. So I felt like, yeah, push it out a year. Especially because what if it was like in Miami next year? Because again, it
we
has
know where
nothing.
Mania is next year.
No, they haven't announced it yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
if it's in Florida.
But yeah, so that's what I mean. Especially if it was in Miami, that's where The Rock's from. You know. Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say about this whole situation.
I know, because we have some great I mean, just to shout out to the people following. I think we had a record number of viewers.
Yeah.
In the show today, and I really appreciate that, guys. You know, we love all you guys for that. Hell of a day to do it. You know what I mean? Hell of a way to start it.
I'm glad that I'm not alone in how I feel also.
Oh, you're not. Yeah.
Well, it's just because, you know, then when you start to, you know, sometimes you overreact. Like we said this like about Cody losing to Roman. Like everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is the end of the world. This is the worst thing possible, blah blah blah." And then once you have like time to think about it, and then, you know, even 6 months go by and you're like, "Okay, like we're in a good spot." Or even after he won the Rumble, it's like, okay, cool, like he's won back-to-back Rumbles now, he's like legend status, like this is going to be so huge, right? Like you finally then are like, oh, you were overreacting because you were so emotionally involved in what was happening. You were just reacting to what you were seeing in real time. And so I was so upset, and I was texting people because I was just saying F The Rock to this person, F The Rock to this person. Like I was saying it to everybody. Like I didn't even want to go to Mania.
You did. I got nervous at that text. I really
still feel like if this is what's going to happen, it's like I don't want to go because I felt like I'm gonna go. I paid for all of this. I'm not gonna
Yes.
just not go. But what I'm saying is like seeing Cody win was like a dream for me, like as someone who's been a fan of his for, I don't know, 15, 16 years, whatever it is at this point. Like the thought of finally being able to see him accomplish his dream of something that means so much to him and something that I always felt like he could do. And seeing it in person, I was like over the moon. And then the fact that they just like stripped it away from you, it's like, I don't want to go. Like, why am I going to go? Like, I just spent all this money thinking I was going to see my favorite do this. And why do I want to? But then I'm feeling all of this and I see people feeling the same. And then you see all the people that are criticizing you for feeling this way. So you start to like second guess and be like, am I overreacting? Whatever. But then you sleep on it and you feel exactly the same way. It's 2 days later and I feel exactly the same way that I did on Friday when I saw it unfold. So I'm just glad that, we had a bunch of people in here today with us, and basically all of them, are feeling the exact same way. It just makes me feel a little validated because like you see the numbers like, yeah, it has 500,000 dislikes on the video. Okay, but like I don't know 500,000 people. You know what I mean? And at this point it's becoming trendy to give it a dislike, so people are going to be doing that, But yeah, it's just kind of like validating that no, you're not crazy because other people are feeling this way too. And so yeah, I'm interested to see how this unfolds on Raw.
Speaking of SmackDown and connecting it to tonight's show, we got a little cut to Braun Breaker in the locker room reading over his contract offer from Nick Aldis, who pops in, but good old Baron Corbin.
Oh,
I love these two together. I hate that
do.
I love them. I hate that I love them though. Oh my god, they're both wearing cowboy hats. Oh
yeah, they came in
god.
matching outfits. Yeah.
Let's go. This could be a really unbelievable show. I have very high expectations for this show.
Vinny says, no, say it ain't so. I'm assuming. Stay pumped, don't give up on the power of the people social media push. The problem is the yes movement took quite a while to actually come to fruition. Obviously it's a different situation because it was just like they kept like not giving opportunities to Daniel Bryan. This is a different situation because they are giving him opportunities and then they're just like taking them away, or they're like building it up and then they're like, LOL, just kidding, like, so they're similar and different. I mean, I'm excited because it's WrestleMania. Like, I'm gonna go, I mean, I already spent, like I said, I already spent money on tickets. I already have a hotel. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, no, over just Cody. But it's like, I just had gotten so excited about this being the, it's like, and I haven't been to a wrestling show in almost 7 years. So I was just really excited. And then the fact that they did this, it's like, why am I going? Like, why would I even go?
It is sad. I know.
Marcus says something is telling me something is going to happen at the press conference where The Rock says that he is going to challenge Roman at WrestleMania, and Cody comes out and says he wants a match against Roman at Elimination Chamber. That's possible, and I still hate it. I feel like it has to be Mania. To me, I'm in that mentality. It's Mania or bust. It's Mania or bust. You can't tease it being WrestleMania and then have it be somewhere else. No other show lives up to WrestleMania, not even SummerSlam.
No.
So
not even anything outside of WWE either. Like, the only comparable thing I can think of is New Japan's. Well, the Super Bowl, yeah, that's the equivocate. But in wrestling, there's nothing. The only thing I can think of is like Wrestle Kingdom and New Japan. But
yeah, but it's like Roman doesn't seem like he's gonna lose the title at anything but WrestleMania. So the thing when people are saying they want him to pass Hogan and then he'll lose it after that, he would have to hold it till September, which means he would have to lose it at a random pay-per-view that no one cares about. That doesn't make any sense to me either. Like, if you're going to have Roman lose, it has to be on the biggest stage of all. And you're going to tell me that you're going to let him hit 5 years as champion before he loses? Like, kill me now. If that's your plan, kill me now. Take me out of my misery now. I don't want to see that. Trevor says Iron Man match, Cody Seth is the only way I'd be interested in the thing. The thing is like, as great as that is, Seth's injured. So it's not going to be that great.
It's not gonna be an Iron Man match,
And
I'll tell you that.
we kind of already saw it with Cody's torn pec. Like that was like a stipulation on top of the stipulation.
Oh
You know
my
what I
God.
mean? So
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't get it. I would like to think that the backlash is going to be enough for them to be like, oh,
I hope they
we
figure
need
it
to
out.
reconsider this, you know? I am very happy for Cody in this instance though, because if he ever has that feeling that he's not the guy, that people don't love him, that he's not going to get cheered, dude. If it's not
Great.
enough for you every night of people hearing you, if you hearing people sing your entire entrance theme,
Yeah.
people, that video of him, that girl had the sign that said, "I'm legally blind, but I came to see Cody Rhodes," and he brought her
Oh
up
my
to
God,
him.
that was so
Like,
incredible.
Like, what? That's the guy you don't want to be the face of your company? You want it to be The Rock? Like, come on, dude. We're in a new era. It's 2024. Like, just give it to Cody.
Just give it a go.
It's hard being a Cody Rhodes fan.
We're gonna grow your channel, Sarah.
Thank you, Damon. That is so nice.
That was very
That
nice.
was so nice of you guys to be in here, because there were so many of you that we've never seen
Never.
before. So shout out to Damon, shout out to Marcus, Trevor. I'm trying to look through all these people's names so I don't forget. Joseph was in here. Curvin, he's been showing up more.
Curvin's
Shout out
been
to
in
you.
a little bit.
Wrestling is fake. I don't know if you guys are subscribers, but you should subscribe, because this is the
I
type
don't
of
know,
conversations we have all the time. Not as heated, because it's not always bad, obviously. But we appreciate you guys being a part of the conversation. This is why we like to do the live streams. We could very easily have these conversations amongst ourselves and then post the videos after, but we want to hear what you guys have to say. So shout out to you. We appreciate it. And
Nathaniel,
Nathaniel, you're always here, so that's why I didn't shout you out. Vinny, you're here. Jay is always here. Well, not always, but you're here often enough. We have David, Bernard.
I mean, we could go on and on. The peeps grow
a
and
bunch
grow.
of you guys are here all the time. That's why
we're trying to get the peeps to grow even more. That's the
Marcus
whole
says he's enjoying this before he watches Vengeance Day. Shout out to you, Marcus. Thank you.
I'm so excited for Vengeance Day.
I am excited too. I can't wait to see the Ilya Trick match, the fallout of the Trick Mellow Gang. I want to see what happens there. Yeah, I want to see that, and then I just want to hear whoop that Trick. Whoop. And we're
no
not gonna have
Booker T.
I know.
I'm so
then
sad.
We'll just do it in your head. It was like, whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. I like it. Whoop that. Yeah, just like do it in your head. It's because I just automatically hear it now,
Oh, so. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just hear it now. So it's like I can't get away from it. No, Booker T is off for several weeks.
He has a personal issue, like surgery or something that he's dealing with, and he has to get that fixed. So it's gonna be sad, but we wish Booker well and hope for a speedy recovery and he gets well soon.
Yeah, because he's iconic.
I love Booker T on commentary.
Me too.
Love Booker T.
I just love Booker T in general. He's hilarious.
He's so funny.
But anyway, I feel a little bit better about getting a lot of this off my chest.
Yes.
I'm trying to be. I can't even say I'm trying.
Power positivity, baby.
I mean, I'm trying to be like, okay, maybe something will change on Raw, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up, because I had my hopes up that Cody was going to face Roman, and then look what happened. I was proven right again.
Is it the worst when you're proven right?
Yeah, especially when you tell me that I'm not, and then I get proven right.
You know what? That's also it's annoying. All right. On both sides.
I also want to address this because Calvin's asked it a couple times. Calvin says, do you think Triple H is burying Austin Theory? What do you think is going on? I think they don't know what is going on with Austin Theory. I've been saying this for, I couldn't even tell you how many months. Turn the dude babyface. He would be a fantastic babyface. I love the dynamic between him and Grayson Waller, but they don't need each other. Grayson's fine on his own. Theory, I would say, needs Waller more than Waller needs him, but I still think that they need to make Theory into a lovable babyface. Like, even if they moved him to Raw and had them like reform the way or something, they need to do something, because he's stagnant. And it's unfortunate because he has everything in his arsenal to be like a top guy in the company. They just like don't know what to do with him. So I wouldn't say he's being buried. I just feel like he's not the priority to them because they have so much other stuff, and it's unfortunate because they should. He's only 26 years old. So they should be figuring it out. So hopefully we'll see him as a babyface. I think he'd be great. Oh, Damon says he sends it to all of his wrestling crew. Shout out you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Marcus says they don't know what to do with this man turning babyface. Exactly. And yes, Theory's great in the ring. Yes. So
that movie he did last night.
I know he's insane.
Whatever.
Yeah. He would be great. And the thing is he would be a perfect babyface because he's like such a nice person in real life too, that it's like you would like, that's why I can't hate the guy. That's why I said, even though I think he's annoying, I was like, he's such a cool guy, such a nice guy in person. I gotta love him. So anyway, fingers crossed that maybe we get a little bit more hints or I don't know, something to satisfy us on Raw to like help lessen this anger and disappointment that much of us are feeling regarding Cody. We'll get a hint, I'm sure, a little bit of a hint of how bad it's going to be from NXT. So hopefully our conversation on Tuesday, because for all of you guys who are still around that are maybe not familiar with our channel, we do stream 3 times a week. We do the Raw Rewind on Tuesday, talk all about everything that happens on Raw. We do a show on Thursday where we talk, for the most part, we're talking about wrestling news.
It's just whatever's going on in wrestling world, from WWE to the indie.
Yep. Whatever we want to talk about with professional wrestling, that's what we do on Thursdays. And usually we're live on Saturdays where we talk about the Smackdown breakdown, but we couldn't this week because Pat was busy being popular.
I was being the champ of the peeps with my peeps in Southie. What do we?
Yeah. So he was at a concert. So usually it is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So guys, make sure you subscribe, put on the bell notifications, and come and chat with us because there's a lot more fun when there's a bunch of you guys in here. Especially all you new faces. So would really appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining us. And this NXT is on at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 20 minutes.
8 p.m.
But yeah.
Yeah. 8 p.m.
Yeah. So, 8 p.m. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, 8 p.m.
Sorry, I forget you guys are not 3 hours. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway.
You're okay. We get it. It's all right. We thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of Pitts and Sarah's Wrestling Show. As Sarah alluded to, we'll be back on Tuesday for the Raw Rewind. What's going to happen on Raw? We got to find out. And we hope to see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. See you on Tuesday. Yeah.